Part 2, reacting to Letecia Stauch police interview, the second police interview. And Letecia Stauch is the evil stepmother who ended the life of her 11-year-old stepson, Gannon Stauch, on January 27th, 2020. And I'm very interested in her because she seems more evil than most criminals to me. She ended this child's life in at least 4 different ways that we know of. And, I think the first one being that she tried to overdose him with hydrocodone. And then she used shanks, as she called it. She stabbed him 18 times. And then she shot him one time in the jaw. And then she shot at him 2 other times where the bullet got lodged in the pillow. So she was trying to silence the gunshots through the pillow. And then, blunt force trauma to the head. And with her being a softball coach, I'm pretty sure she did that with a baseball bat or a softball bat. Okay, part 2, continuing. Oh, and like I said, if you want to see this original video without my commentary, I will have the link in the comments.
Yep. Alright, so we wake up on Monday. Normal. How we wake up. Like everybody gets up, whatever. Shannon stays in bed. He already knows that we are going out and about today. That was the plan. I walked Lena out because usually Gannon walks her outside. So I walked Lena out to the front door and around to make sure I seen her around the corner to get to the bus stop, and she did. Okay. I come back inside. I don't remember if I laid down a little bit. I probably played on my phone for a little bit, wasted a little, because she goes outside like 6:50, 6:55, still early, take the dogs out, things like that. Well, I go down, start talking to Gannon about, hey, this is the plan, go downstairs, the basement, whatever. I say basement, but as in, his room is downstairs. It's a furnished basement. And I realized that Gannon, he actually had, marks, on his arm, and they were actually, peeling at that point. And I swear, I did not realize that they had, I don't know if,
It's time to explain away the evidence that if you find Gannon, this is the reason that you're going to find marks on his arms and you're going to find blood on his wall. This is the reason. It's because he started peeling his burns.
Because burns are sitting there. I don't know if they started peeling overnight or whatever. And he has really bad anxieties. So whenever things are peely or things like that, he bites his own nails a lot anyway. Anything that's loose and things like that, he bites them. So I don't know if
Okay, here's some more evidence we had to explain away. So he's also going to have injuries on his fingernails. So he's going to have some blood on his fingernails. And this also contributed to the blood on the light switch and the blood on the walls.
As burns, burned a little bit. And when I do this, I don't mean, I'm giving you a location. I'm just saying, as in burns, on your skin. I guess when, pull a little bit stretchy or whatever, so, on the arm, it kind of gets a little stretchy and peeling. Mm-hmm. So then I was, freaked out, because I was I didn't know that his arms were like that. So I'm, crying, because, and this is where I have to start telling you, some, very, I was scared, because my thought process was, Albert is going to kill me, because I made a mistake as a parent and forgot to really check him down, and he really got a little bit more burns than he should have. So I was freaking out because it's he's gonna kill me. And Gannon.
Okay, criminals, I'm about tired of hearing y'all saying someone's gonna kill me, as if we should be concerned about you after you just killed someone else. And what's even worse is that you killed someone that's innocent. So if you, being an evil demon, get killed,
like, it's okay, like, there was blood, and like he had on his arm, and as it was peeling, and I should have called.
Where did he have blood at?
I should have called the hospital and just asked, you know, I don't know.
okay, here's something else that's really common with criminals is they really downplay what they think they should have done with their victims. Oh, I should have just called and asked what about his burns, you know. I shouldn't have rushed him to the emergency room. I just should have called and asked because I just don't know about burns. I had good intentions. I'm a good stepmom.
About burns, but I should have called the hospital and just asked, like, I made a mistake. I didn't. I swear to y'all, I didn't know they were that bad. I did it all. So I feel horrible. So here I am. I know it's not, you know, about me, but as a person, I was feeling horrible that I didn't call Albert to say, you know, they're like this. So I told him, I said, okay, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put some, like, aloe on your arms, you know, and things like that. And I was like, it's going to be okay. We're going to fix it. We're going to, you know, and all I kept thinking about was we're going to fix it. And I don't know in my mind how I was going to fix it as far as he wasn't in pain. He wasn't saying, like, I'm hurting or anything like that. He was more of, like, peeling.
I wish they would have asked her at this time, what do you mean that you're going to fix it? Fix what exactly? Fix what a hospital emergency room doctor would fix? Like you would be able to fix his arms where they were burned? Is that what you mean? I want to hear her answer. And here she's also saying, oh, he wasn't in pain. Well, we know that's a lie because Gannon told us himself that he was in pain on the video that she posted when he's crying and saying, I'm just worried about my burns. So she's blatantly lying here saying that he was not in pain. He was in a lot of pain from these burns.
Like, you know, like, it was like, almost like it was like a boil, am I saying the right word, boil, like,
Blister?
like a blister. So I'm going to say like it was pulling a blister, you know.
Okay.
So there was blood, and then, so I'm like holding him, and I had blood on me, and when I say blood, let me explain to you, I don't mean like dripping out, pouring everywhere blood, so let me not.
Oh, yes, she does mean that. That's exactly what happened to Gannon. He did have dripping out, pouring everywhere blood.
Like, give you that thought process, because sometimes when I say, like, if I say flames, to me, I'm like, this is a big flame, you know. So there was blood.
Yeah, there's blood.
So I was just so like freaked out. So I was like, we'll just clean it up. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
Where's the blood at?
So the blood was on his arms, on his like sheet that he had, which we washed the sheet.
This is another very common thing with criminals. Really, I don't even feel like I should be saying criminals. I should be saying murderers. Is they like to include their victims in the things that they did. So she's saying, we washed the sheets. No, Gannon was not alive to help her wash the sheets after she ended his life and got his sheets full of his blood. He did not help her wash the sheets. So here's more blatant lying from her. But it is common with murderers. You know, I'm thinking about Sarah Boone in particular, where she says, oh, we were both laughing while he was in the suitcase begging for his life. We were both laughing about it. We both thought it was fun for him to get in there. When she had taken a video also of her victim saying quite the opposite. He was saying that he wanted to get out and he wanted to live. And she wouldn't let him.
So it was on his sheet, it was on his arms, and he had some on, like his arms had, I guess from like sleeping or whatever, he had some on the wall. So we cleaned up everything. I put like garnish the wrap thing. So I just put a little bit of wrap thing, and I was like, we'll check it with the aloe and see if it gets better. Because my next thing was, I'm going to assess the situation in so many hours, and if it looks, because I did look online, and it said, like, if it turns a yellow color, that it could be infected or whatever, and I was like, that was going to be my next step. So I don't want you to think that I was, like, neglecting the fact that...
So you realize that he's got a burn. You do some treatment that you think is appropriate at the time, and then you tell yourself, you know, I'm going to do this follow-up with him. Okay.
Right.
So then what happens after you take care again and make sure he's okay?
Honestly, I'm pacing the house, and I know there's two things I got to fix, you know. And when I tell you that Albert will freak out over things, I just want you to know that. So, Emma, I want you to picture my mind of how I'm, like, afraid to be like, okay, I got to fix these situations, and I need to fix them fast with the carpet and things like that.
Okay.
So, number one, I was like, I need to fix the carpet, and number two, I need to figure out, you know, like, assess, like I said, does Gannon need to go get, like, some burn cream or whatever. So I said, let's get dressed.
I wish they would have asked her what was her hurry. You know, why would she need to fix this carpet so fast? What was the hurry with it? And, you know, I just want to know her answer. I know it's going to be something ridiculous and that wouldn't make sense, but I still would like to know the answer. And, you know, also I wish that they would have told her something like, well, Gannon really had a rough couple of days here. He had a stomach ache, constipation, diarrhea. He had to go around in soiled pants in the hike. Then he got his arms burned. He picked his burns and got blood all over his walls, and picked his fingernails and got blood all over his light switch. He had a male Hispanic construction worker that attacked him when he arrived at his home while he was out of school for all the other injuries he had going on. He was abducted by this male Hispanic construction worker. He just had a really bad couple days. I mean, who has that much stuff happen to them in just a matter of hours like that? I mean, why do you think Gannon was so unlucky all of a sudden? And why didn't any of this stuff happen while his dad was at home and his grandma?
We're going to leave out. I think I told you guys it was like maybe 10:35 or whatever the time frame we left. So this is where I should have, like, made this mistake. So I drive to so Lorson Ranch. At the end of Lorson Ranch is a bunch of new builds, like construction, things like that. I drive to the new builds. I was going to be like, hey, look, somebody here knows how to, you know, fix it. Because if I get online and start calling people, then they'll be like, make an appointment. I figure I might find somebody that, you know, would do like a little side job and come and help us fix when I say carpet, I'm talking about fix the living room, the spot that I had cut out or whatever. So I did. I pulled up. On the back part, there are some new houses being built, and there were some, like, Hispanic, and I'm not saying that to be, like, discriminatory, they were Hispanic people that were out there, and I was like, hey, do you know where you can get the carpet that is in the Lorson Ranch model home? So I told him the model home, which was the same home that we had. I mean, I don't know if it's the model home, but I gave him the name, because I asked, like, I looked online for the company, for the name. I said, it's in this. He's like, everybody has that same carpet. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we got a roll of the carpet.
Where'd you get that from?
We got it from the guy on the scene. Like, I saved on the scene.
Well, I guess she's technically telling the truth about where she got the carpet, because she has referred to herself as the guy on the scene before, when she's talking about how when she reported Gannon as missing, that the police came to the scene, or the police responded to the scene, something like that. And basically everything that she's describing that this guy did, or a lot of the things she describes that the guy did, was stuff that she actually did. So I think she's telling the truth about getting the carpet from the guy on the scene, because she's the guy, and her scene was the scene of the crime, which was their home. My hand's starting to hurt. That's why I'm moving around a lot.
Like the construction area. So we got the carpet from the guy in the construction area. Well, I didn't get it then. He said he was going to bring it to me. So I gave him the address. And this is where I messed up. I gave him, and this is why I couldn't tell you this in front of Albert, I gave him our code to get in, because he was going to go fix it. And I just assumed, working in the house, he was going to be okay, you know, whatever. And me and Gannon left. I just said, hey, Did
you give him the garage door code?
Yeah.
And what about the alarm?
Well, if you go in through, say, like you're walking in through our house, there's no sensor, so we always keep it on our alarm, and you can walk in through the garage and the alarm would never set off on. Never. And the reason for that is, like, there's no door. Like, there's nothing that tells that door that it's open. You see what I'm saying?
So you don't have a sensor there.
Right. So we always, and the kids come in every day in the garage and never have to, like, set, reset, anything like that.
Okay.
So me and Gannon go on. I don't remember exactly where we went first. I know we rode a little bit because I was looking for different places to buy to get the dogs some, like, different cute outfits, because sometimes I get them at Ross. But Petco has some really good deals going on right now, so I was like, I'm going to go to Petco. Gannon was like, at that point, it was like he wanted to lay down because his stomach was hurting. He wasn't complaining about, like, any, like, pain on his arms or anything like that. He just said he wanted to lay down because his stomach was hurting. So we were in Albert's truck, so we lay down. He lays down in the back of the truck.
It's weird that Gannon's sick with a stomach ache, and instead of letting him stay home where he could be near a toilet, which would make sense, she takes him out to what we know didn't happen now, was to the construction area, what she call it, new builds, the new construction homes in her neighborhood, and then she says she takes him to Petco, which is true, but I believe the main reason for her going to Petco is because she wanted to use Petco as an alibi for where she was that day, and she wanted to leave Gannon's phone there so they couldn't be tracked going up to Palmer Lake area where she staked out a place to leave his body after the murder.
He's just laying down, whatever. I went to Petco. I can't remember if I went into store beside Petco. I know we went some places around town, just different locations.
What places did you go to?
I know I went to Petco. I know I went to a gas station to get gas.
Which Petco did you go to?
The one at, is it Nevada and something?
Okay.
I don't really know.
The newer one? It's like that bigger shopping center?
It's a nice area. That's the area I basically was in for, I wasn't gone that long for most of the time frame. That was the area that I was in. And then I made the wrong, when you're coming back and it tells you go this way, I made the wrong exit. Like, I got in the wrong one, so I went back. I guess that would be, I went north a little bit before I turned around to come back because I made the wrong one. So I get back and let's see, did we go eat?
Okay, so that's where she's describing where she went north to Palmer Lake. She's not saying actually those words here, but this is what she actually did. Is she left Gannon's phone at Petco, and then she went to Palmer Lake S-Curves area to look for a place to hide Gannon's body, and then they came back to Petco to retrieve Gannon's phone. Oh, and here she's about to say, I feel like we didn't get anything to eat. I don't think that she got anything to eat. I don't think she's been eating. And I definitely don't think that she gave Gannon anything to eat for those last few days of his life. Possibly she gave him drinks because she had to get the hydrocodone down him. So he might have had a little bit of water. But I know she didn't get him anything at Starbucks because she says that, she's got the receipt and all that to prove that she didn't.
I feel like I didn't get anything to eat. Maybe I just got Starbucks. I could look at my credit card or something like that and see. If you want to look and see what I spent that day. You want me to look?
No,
okay.
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
That would be helpful.
Okay. So, I remember what happened. Then I realized I had to go back to Petco. That's why we turned around and came back. Because I started off, I bought 2 outfits, maybe 1 or 2, and then I came back in Petco, and I got the rest of the outfits that were on there, because I was like, I'll go 2 more for this price. So I did go back to Petco twice. So I'm sure you'll see that.
How long in between did you go?
Let's see, if we left at 10-something, it's like a 30-minute drive from Lorson Ranch-ish. So if I got there, got gas, got Starbucks, maybe I was there at 11-ish. I don't want to say a time.
I'm saying, so you go to Petco the first time, and then how long in between the first visit and the second visit to Petco?
Can I give you that, like, looking up?
A guesstimate, or
maybe an hour?
Maybe an hour?
Maybe.
Do you have, like, any any tracker apps or anything on your phone? Because I know, like, for me, I have that Life 360, and it'll tell me. Sure.
Okay.
It'll tell me, what my short trips are.
Okay, she's going to pretend that she's trying to look up on her phone her tracker app or her Life 360 app. And she's not telling them that she left her phone at home that day, on the day that she ended Gannon's life, because she did not want her phone tracking her up to Palmer Lake. She didn't want to be tracked over there to the S-curves where she left Gannon's body the next night.
My family likes to know where I'm at, so,
I do that to Harley because Harley, was the only child, and then her father was killed. So
this is another thing that I believe is the truth. I haven't been able to find a lot of information about Harley's father. I have seen his picture, and I don't think that Harley looks like him at all. So I'm not even really sure that that is her biological father. I would like to know if they did any DNA test on them, because they look nothing alike. But I do believe Letecia here when she's saying that Harley's father was killed. And I know that they said that he died from a drug overdose, but one of the drugs that was found in his system was hydrocodone. And that's the same drug that Gannon had in his system. I mean, what is the likelihood that two people in her life that were very close to her died with the same drug in their system? I believe that she drugged/killed her ex-husband. What was his name? Chance Hunt. So if any of y'all have any information on him, let me know, because I know that they said that he was found by his roommate dead and overdosed, but I believe that Letecia contributed to that. And I believe that's why she was emboldened to think she could get away with murdering Gannon, was because she had gotten away with murder before, and I believe she got away with it at least twice. Once with her stepfather, which is Dakota Lowry's dad, and then also with her ex-husband, Chance Hunt. And I believe with Chance Hunt, it was probably money motivated. I believe she wanted to get Social Security for Harley. I think that's what they get. If their parents die before they turn 18, I believe they get Social Security income. But I believe that she did end the life of her ex-husband and her stepfather and Gannon, and probably more that we don't even know about.
It's always like she and I, and like she was like really all I had until I got remarried or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like do maybe a little overboard of stalking him. Like,
hey, you know what?
So that right now, I'm like, I would say hour-ish, because I'm a very indecisive person when it comes to like shopping. So I had to go back to make my mind up. I can leave right here, but it's loading. I think maybe.
Can I see it? Maybe it'll give me better reception over here.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Do you have a password or something? I can put it in.
No, I could do my fingers.
Okay. Sometimes this corner, if you hold it up high, it'll. Because I know people watching, I want them to have my passcode in, and they'll know our code for a lot of stuff.
Okay, so here the detective is asking for Letecia's password to her phone, and Letecia said, no, I'll just use my finger, because I know people are watching, and if they have my password, they'll have our code for a lot of stuff. And then later in this interview, they'll ask her again for her password, and she'll say, I already gave it to you earlier. Well, you can see right here, she refused to give them her phone password.
We can set it down here. Just see if it kicks on. Okay. Okay, so you make the second trip to go back and buy more outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And then, where do you go from there? Is Gannon still telling you that he wants to, like, lay down? How's he doing?
He was, something happened.
There you go. Yeah, I told you this was a sweet corner.
It says purchase could not be completed. I didn't purchase anything. It says purchase cannot be completed.
Huh.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never had that pop open before. The purchase could not be completed. Please try again later. Well, I mean, we tried. I guess it says to access signal, so.
Their free membership includes 2.
How long have you guys had that app?
Oh, God. Since she started driving for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe a long time.
Because I want to say, like, it's never had me do a purchase.
He just says, get more history. It didn't even ask me to put anything in purchase because the purchase could not be completed.
That's bizarre. That is bizarre. You didn't hit anything. I didn't hit anything. Okay. So you go back to Petco the second time. Does Gannon, these places that
Sorry, I was going to say, it says crash detection disabled. Does that mean I don't have the...
Yours looks different than mine does.
That's what he said. Yeah, Letecia is stalling at this point. She knows what she's doing on that app because, you know, her husband at that time, Stauch, he said that Letecia wouldn't work. So she had plenty of time to mess with her phone and apps and find out what she can do to avoid using the app in the way that they want her to use it, which is to find where she went that day. It's not on her phone. She didn't take her phone.
And you don't have a subscription?
Mm-mm. Like, it gives me, but it sends me all the alerts. Like, it says, like, Carly arrived home.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get those too.
Yeah.
If you have certain places set, like
no,
work
I get them with
home.
Yeah, well, I get the work at home, but it'll say completed a 4-mile drive, completed a 15
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying? Like,
I think we might have different versions because mine is Android. So, anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, when you and Gannon are out running around to these places and you know, getting your gas and your coffee and Petco a couple times, and does he go into the stores with you?
No,
or?
but I parked, and I know you're going to see this, so I'm going to say that I parked on the front, and, like, I don't know if you'll probably, if you see the Petco cameras, I'm in the, can I show you?
Sure.
I'm in the store a lot of times walking back to the front door doing this. And my point of doing that is because I was making sure that I didn't see him, like, you know, if he needed something or, like, getting out or whatever. And he stays in the car, like, I really can stay in the car all the time with, like, if, like, Lena's in the car, he'll be like, it's okay, stay here, buddy, we'll be right back. Didn't think anything of it because he had his Switch with him, and he was playing his Switch.
Did he know what store you were in?
Yeah, Petco.
So, like, if he needed you or whatever else.
Right, but and I did keep walking to the door.
Sure.
Several times, and I'm pretty sure I did it on the second visit too, walking back to the door just to make sure, you know.
And I believe he was too drugged to go in the store with her, but I do also think that he was injured, and that's why she kept walking to the window, looking out to make sure that no one came to the truck, that Gannon wasn't trying to escape the truck or flag anyone down for help. I think that's why she was going back and forth looking out the window, just to make sure her prey didn't escape.
He was like, oh, you know, sure, I need you, whatever. Sure. So yeah, you can see that on there. So do you need to know, like, what I did in there, or
So you're just in there shopping, and then
it wasn't even a long shop. Like,
okay.
Like, it wasn't.
And then you come back out, and then where do you go?
So I know we were right in that area, like, different places, but I don't think I stopped anywhere else specific to get anything other than Starbucks. I made a wrong turn, and then the 2 times at Petco, and I was looking for Marshalls, but
after the second time at Petco, did you go anywhere?
I think after that Petco is when we started to head home.
Okay, so you go home,
and I want to give you, like, an accurate of that if I pull this up, because I feel like right after Petco we went home. I don't want
to try and bring it up.
Yeah, I don't want you to think that I missed a stop or something. And I will tell you, on the way there, we stopped we did stop and get gas somewhere.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was on the way there or way home.
Do you remember what station?
But we did stop and get gas.
7-Eleven.
Here,
come and go.
If you gotta go?
I hate to do this. Yeah, I need to run out. I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
Okay. It shouldn't take me very long, hopefully. But please continue talking with Detective Houston, and then whenever I get done with that, I'm gonna come back in and we'll get back on again. Okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull this up too, and it's a little
Okay.
slow.
Sure. The USAF is being slow too.
Is it my phone?
I don't. You can try that corner again. It might. This floor is a little weird. So after you guys left Petco, so did you buy something there that time or?
The second time, yes.
Okay.
And I know she kept asking me about what was Gannon doing, what was he, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to say this about getting back.
Okay.
So everyone has been, about this whole thing about camera footage and this happened because we didn't see this or didn't see this. So I'm very sorry.
What do you mean, everyone?
So, my whole family is being harassed. My mom is being threatened to be killed.
What she really meant there was that she's found out the neighbor 2 doors down. Oh, goodness, what was his name? Roger. I can't remember his last name. But the Roger 2 doors down had released the camera footage from Letecia's house that day. And he was saying that he did not see Letecia return home with Gannon at 2:30. But it was later discovered that there was a shadow on the other side of the truck. So when they left at 10 something that morning, you could see Gannon lethargically walking to the truck and getting into the the driver's side back door. But when they return home at 2:30, then you can only see Letecia exiting the truck from the view of Roger's camera. So that's what she's saying, that we didn't see this happen, we didn't see that happen. So we didn't see Gannon return home with Letecia at 2:30. And then we also didn't see Gannon leave to go to play at the neighbor's house, which is what she first reported before this interview here.
Daughter is being stalked. That's why it took me a while to get here, because I had to put some safety measures in for her own well-being.
Okay.
And my family from back home is being threatened. People are saying they're sending people after them.
Okay.
All those things. So, there's always a world of people making situations and saying, let's be a good person, but then threaten someone else.
Okay.
And so being aware of that's what was going on. So in between all that and all these people were sending me messages that people were saying and blah, blah, blah. I didn't respond to any of them. During all that, there was something along the lines of someone checked neighbors 2 doors down or something, camera footage, and never saw anyone do this or that. I don't know, specifics. But my point behind telling you that is, if this is what you guys, and I'm not saying this is what you're basing stuff on, if this is what you're basing stuff on, is in this day and age, timelines, security, things like that, you will see on somebody's security, Gannon and I run to the car at 10 something that morning and be returning at 2 something.
Okay.
So I remember specifically in the truck, I pulled it right in front of the ring. And
Your ring?
Yes, but we don't have a subscription.
Okay.
But according to these neighbors who can see all the way to the truck every day,
okay,
they should be able to show you during those time frames that we run in, we run out, he runs back in, or whatever.
Okay.
And then,
so you leave around 10 something, and then you get back around 2 something.
I feel like it was 2:35, 2:25, 2 something.
Okay.
Because I knew I had to be back in time to do a couple things, and then I knew Lane would be coming there. I knew Harley would be getting off work.
So that part about how I knew I had to be back in time to do a couple things, I believe that's where she's talking about ending Gannon's life. So she needs to hurry up and end Gannon's life before Lena got home from school. And probably the other thing she had to do was to do something with the dogs. I mean, I believe that she kept them in a crate downstairs. So I don't think that she would have wanted the dogs down there while she was ending Gannon's life. And I wish somebody would have asked her, hey, what were the dogs doing throughout all this commotion in the basement? But I think what she had to do was she had to go get the dogs out of the basement, out of their crates, and put them outside. while she ended Gannon's life. And I think she was in a hurry to end his life before Elena got home.
Yada, yada, yada. So that was my whole thing. So going on from there, Gannon goes inside, I think first. I don't want to misquote myself, but I'm pretty sure he ran in first. And I had the bags for Petco and all that stuff in my hand. Now,
Which store did you guys use?
We always go in through the garage if we, typically, if we like park, like on the front part of the yard, I think of that. Sure. So we go in through the garage.
Okay.
He goes in through the garage. I go in. I'm getting ready to put up the things, stuff like that. And this is where it got. I made a mistake. This is it.
Okay.
So, as we got inside, I heard something, but I didn't think anything about it because I thought, maybe Gannon was like doing something. Maybe we were like doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here she's going to describe, or she's going to tell all the weapons that she used. So she's going to describe the guy having the gun, and she's also going to say something about the cabinet or the drawer where she normally kept her shanks. And she also describes that she was looking in the closet for something to swing. And, since she is a softball coach, what do you think a softball coach would swing? Most people swing bats, especially in the softball community. They swing bats. So let's just pay attention and listen to her describe all the weapons that she used on Gannon.
And the guy was in there. And I gave him the code.
Okay, listen to this part too. She's going to say, the guy was in there and he had on gloves, so you're not going to find his fingerprints. And he had one of the guns or something like that.
The guy from the...
Yeah, it's all my fault. Because I gave him our code to fix the carpet.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have.
Okay.
And he was inside. I noticed when I had walked in and I saw we have a little bookshelf thingy. I keep my shades in there too, but we also have our guns and stuff. I saw it was open, but in my mind I thought maybe I left my shades or whatever.
Do you like sunglasses?
I wish she hadn't asked her that, or she hadn't tried to fill in to make it make sense, where she said, your sunglasses? And she's just going to be saying yes. And I remember Landon, Gannon's mother, saying that Letecia was taking jabs at them during her interviews. And I think this was a jab, or maybe even she was bragging about using shanks on Gannon. And shanks is pretty much a word that they use in prison. And it just means that something that sharp, like a sharp instrument that they use to stab somebody. So I think she's saying shanks on purpose, either to take a jab at Landon or Al Stauch, or she's saying shanks because she's proud of what she did. She's proud of using shanks on Gannon, and she just wanted to throw it in there and pretend I was really trying to say shades. And I can tell you how you can tell the difference. I might even rewind it here, because later she will actually say the word shades, and you can understand there's a big difference between shanks, which she's saying twice here, and later she said shades. I'm going to rewind it a little.
I noticed when I had walked in and I saw we have a little bookshelf thingy. I keep my shades in there too, but we also have our guns and stuff. I saw it was open, but in my mind I thought maybe I left my shades or whatever.
Do you like sunglasses?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't think anything of it when I heard the noise, and I just started walking downstairs, but I didn't walk downstairs with a gun or anything like that. So I started walking downstairs, and then when I walked downstairs...
So basically what she is saying is that she walked downstairs with the gun.
I hear something again. Well, at that point in time, Gannon was on the sofa, and I saw him, and I heard something again, and I walked on around to where so Gannon's room is here, Okay. And then there's a storage closet here.
Okay.
And I heard something, and so I walked to the storage closet to open the storage closet. And when I do, it's him. And he was standing in there, and he had on gloves.
In the storage closet?
Yes.
Okay.
He had one of the guns.
Okay.
And I was terrified.
Okay.
So terrified. And then he just knocked me down and like towards Gannon's room. And he was hitting on me. It was like hard, like on the ground. And he was trying to like rape me,
And I like to listen to this part where she's describing what the man was doing as really she's the man, and she's describing what she was doing to Gannon. So I think that is really what happened, that she took Gannon to his room and started hitting him.
I told her, and I said, I have to tell you about this.
Okay.
And like, I from there on was like in a blur because I was trying so hard because Gannon had a table in his room, and I went back and hit my head on it. Like with him, Gannon runs inside the room and like tries to be helpful, do something, whatever. And from there, it was kind of like a blur. Everything else that was going on, because I was just like crying and I was freaking out. And I swear to God, I don't know what happened from there. I really don't know what had happened from there. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. And I'm just like in the moment thinking. I had like these memories of like, wow, like the thing was open, he had the gun, and I didn't remember what happened from there, and so I kind of like blacked out just a little bit, and so all these things are going through my mind as I'm blacked out. I don't know if I know he was like, when Gannon was like trying to get on him, I know he was like moving Gannon, and and it was just all like so like a cycle to me, and so I'm like out of it for a little bit.
I've never been blacked out where just a little bit. I'm either about to black out, about to pass out, and then don't, and then I can still remember things, or I'm completely blacked out and I can't remember anything. I have no idea what happened. And it's awfully convenient that at the same time that his life was ended, that she was blacked out and she can't remember anything, which she just swore to God that she can't remember anything that happened after that, but she just lied to God because she will go on to describe many, many things that happened after that. So she certainly does remember. And I think she was telling the truth about how Gannon was running. And I believe she hit his head on the table. I don't know that they found his DNA on the table, but I'm sure that she did. I mean, she probably did so much stuff to him that they weren't able to see because of his decomposing body by the time that they found it. I think it was over a month later. But I think that there was a lot that she did to him that wasn't able to be seen because of the condition of Gannon's body.
Just for a little bit. And then from when the time I woke up, I say woke up, but like I kind of blacked out a little bit, and I immediately like freaked out. I was like, I couldn't find Gannon. I was like, the guy was still in the house. Lena was on the way. I didn't know where Gannon was at because I was calling for Gannon. I thought he was hiding. Like I legit thought he was hiding in like maybe the other closet that was on the other side, the other, whatever. I thought he was hiding. Like I was so scared. So I run up the stairs because I hear that, I know it's like almost time for Lena, and I hear that the Ring app had like an alert for someone at the front door, but it could have been just like Amazon or something driving by.
Not at this point, but I wish that they would have asked her later, why did you go upstairs? Why didn't you send Gannon upstairs when you thought the Ring app was showing that Lena could have been coming home or someone could have been at the door? Why you? Why not Gannon?
There was nobody at the front door. And then I run back downstairs because in my mind I was like thinking where.
And so she's thinking, where's Gannon? And I think she's actually being honest about that because she's really wanting to know, is Gannon still in his body? Is he still alive? So where is he? Is he gone, passed away, or is he still alive? I think that's really what she means by she doesn't know where Gannon is. Oh, she's about to say that when she heard her ring doorbell alert, that there was a motion sensed at the front door, that she was thinking that the neighbors might have heard something, and it could have been the police. So she's going to describe how she was going to go upstairs and answer the door, and she's going to try to act as cool as possible so the police don't suspect anything. And I really think she is paranoid that the neighbors heard the gunshots.
And I didn't want to leave and like run outside and scream and, you know, go crazy because I did not know where he was at the time. And everybody says to me, you know, like, because I told Albert and him about it, and they're like, why didn't you like run to go get help? And I didn't want to leave to go get help, and I was terrified because I know Albert would kill me because Gannon was still in there. Mm-hmm. So then when I get downstairs, he has the gun, and he has Gannon, and I'm sitting there like freaking out, like, okay, what do you want me to do? Blah blah blah. So Lena does make it to the door at this time, and then so I go upstairs because I know that he was like, don't say anything, because I didn't know if someone thought like he was a cop, or, you know, if someone heard something, or I didn't know anything. So my thought process was, if I say anything, Gannon's down here, you know, I need to just be as cool as possible because we order things on Amazon like all the time, you know, books and things like that. Mm-hmm. So it was Lena. So the reason I sent Lena away was because I wanted her to be safe too. So I sent Lena on a mission to go get like the mail. Lena, it never gets the mail. No, nothing like that. I sent her on a mission to go get the mail.
Okay.
And so I just started making up random things for Lena to go do. And I looked at Lena and I said, she was standing there, I was like, just stay gone for a little while. Because I didn't want her coming back and then that's, you know, like her in the situation as we were too. So like,
I would like for them to ask her again, why didn't you send Gannon upstairs to send Lena away? Why didn't you let Gannon go with Lena to check the mail? But we know why. It's because she was sending Lena away so that she could finish ending Gannon's life, make sure that he was no longer living. And she probably needed to hide his body still. I don't know that she had gotten to that point yet. So she needed Lena to leave while she hid Gannon's body and cleaned up the crime scene.
I think if I say anything, if I do anything, I just didn't know what to do. I was in complete panic. So I go back downstairs again, and I'm like pleading and like talking and like all these things going on, like just back and forth with him. And why are you doing this? Why did you hurt us? Why are you doing these things? And then it just started being like a hustle and puzzle, like back and forth.
What is a hustle and puzzle? You know, what a ridiculous story. She's describing being assaulted as a hustle and puzzle.
I don't even remember how it kept going for, you know, like maybe I say 5 or 10 minutes, but I don't know if it was that long. And then he was like on top of me again. And then I kind of lied out again because he just hit my head again.
Oh, really?
And then, yes, and then I was on the table that was inside, like in between there's a red blue table in there.
Okay.
He like forced me in there again, and he was trying to do it again. And I was just like losing my mind, like completely, like Albert's sister was raped. And so like, in my mind I kept thinking Albert's gonna be like I'm nothing, and I shouldn't have been thinking about that. I shouldn't have been, but I was. And that was all I could keep thinking about, you know, like, was like, Albert was going to be upset, Gannon's over here, Lena's coming, all these emotions are running through there. And then he was like, he asked me to give him a suitcase, and I gave him a brown suitcase, and then he hit me on the head again, and I was like, right here. Just kept like hitting me right there like that.
Okay.
And so then he did that, and then I blacked out again. I was having a panic attack. And then I don't know what happened from there. I really don't. I don't know. I just know that I did lie. I did. When they came, I did say, get a lift, whatever. You know that.
Okay.
But he never did. He never left to go play. I just didn't know what to do, and I panicked in the moment.
Okay, so this is one of the rare times that she told the truth. She said that Gannon never left to go play. And that is true. He left because he was no longer alive. He didn't leave to go play, like she said. And his physical body did not leave the house at that time. I believe that his physical body was still in the house after she called him in as missing or ran away, and while the cops came to search the house for Gannon. I believe that he was in the suitcase in the storage room, and he did not leave that night. He was in there all night.
And I didn't want Albert to be like trying to hurt us because we kind of get in a lot of fights. Yeah. And I just want you to know that's the only reason that I made up the lie is because I knew that I didn't want to face the consequences of, trying to explain to him all that was going on. Because he was saying to me, you're trying to make this about you. This is not about you. And I knew all those things because I've lived in it. And so I panicked and I just told a story. And I was going to try to think of, a plan. And I'm sorry that it might have delayed, looking for Gannon. But I do not know where Gannon was. I do not know. I do not know his whereabouts from that point on. But still in the same time frame that I gave you guys. So there was no contradictory to that same time frame because it still was about 4 o'clock.
Okay, so go over the time frame with me.
Oh my goodness, this creature is so hideous looking. I don't know how she got Al Stauch. He's handsome. She's hideous. I mean, I understand that she looked different when they met, but this is awful. Okay, so I think this is a good stopping point. And then I'll get ready for part 3. So they're about to go over the time frame again. And then I'll pick her story apart. Okay, well, I'm going to get ready for part 3 now. So we'll go ahead and stop this video here. Let me see at what time we're stopping at. 1:03.